The Meta Quest gaming showcase, though technically a showcase for mobile games, was pretty interesting for PC players as well. In about 30 minutes they showed off 11 games coming to the Quest, and most of them to PCVR, in the next 12 months. We got a few new trailers and a few new game announcements. I will give you a breakdown of what happened, show the trailers and give you some thoughts and opinions, not only on the games but also on the event in general. Many of the trailers here show the PC version of the game, which I do get from a developer's perspective. If you create a game for PC and simultaneously make a mobile port, you want to show off the game at its best, so you show the PC version, right? But since this is a showcase for the Quest, that is a bit misleading to say the least. The show started off pretty strong with a sequel to The Walking Dead Saints and Sinners. The game was announced in January, but now we got a trailer.
A broken man. He is capable of anything. Cruelty, viciousness, slaughter. Some are horrified by what I've done. But you, tourist, are the real monster. The things you have broken cannot be mended. For every action, there is consequence. And when I finally find you, tourist, you will see what a broken man has to offer.
Saints and Sinners is a staple of the VR zombie survival genre. Very good, very well received, and as of yet unreached. It apparently needs a sequel to push the game from its throne. We see a lot more zombies on screen at the same time than in the first game, so that's cool. I think it looks really good. It looked a bit too good. Probably footage from the PC version, but we don't know for sure. The game will release late this year for PC on Steam and for the Quest 2. Then they talked a bit about the metaverse, but kept it pretty short. That was disappointing. When Meta talks about the metaverse, it's always a great source of entertainment, so they were missing out on some comedic value here. The gist is that Meta's dystopian vision of the future of social interactions is still about 5 to 10 years away, thank God, and that gaming is the foundation upon which this vision is built upon. That's fair, I guess.
Taxi? You can never overlook me. Believed in myself and come on now, you can do better. Okay, we're gonna run this play here. Let's get this one down.
Yeah, no, I don't see this working. So this one is pretty cool. A VR version of Among Us was announced last year, but nobody really knew what to think about it. But this trailer looks so good. I have seen some non-VR content creators saying that they will get a VR headset just for this. To be clear, the success of Among Us was mostly fueled by the pandemic. Non-gamers found a way to socialize without leaving their home. They did not know how to do that before, and that's why the game blew up. There's no way to recreate that success. But still, this looks great, and this here is what the Quest is made for, right? It offers folks who don't own a gaming PC or a console an affordable entry into VR. So if this version were also to be popular for non-gamers, it will only be possible thanks to the Quest. To realize the project, Innersloth partnered with Shell Games, which was a good move. Shell Games have a lot of experience in VR gaming. They created some pretty cool titles like I Expect You to Die and Until You Fall. Speaking of Shell Games, they also teased that 3 more Shell Games would come to the Quest over the next 2 years. That was widely interpreted as an announcement of 3 new games, but I don't think that is necessarily the case. Listen to this.
Today, I'm excited to announce that we're partnering with Shell Games to bring 3 more titles to Meta Quest over the next 2 years.
They say 3 more games and not 3 new games. Shell have some lesser known games in their portfolio that are only available on Steam for now, so they might as well mean that some of these will be ported to mobile. But the wording is unclear. If they plan to release 3 new games in addition to Among Us over the next 2 years, that would mean that they significantly scale up the operations. If true, that would be cool. They deserve the success.
When Red Matter launched in 2019, it really showed off what was possible on Quest.
I'm going to stop you right here, lady. Red Matter launched in 2018 on Steam and not in 2019. It got a mobile port about a year later. As a common theme throughout the whole show, they try to imply that the Quest is the driving force and innovator behind VR game development. It's the same as in flat gaming, right? Mobile games are a bigger market than the PC and console markets. Call of Duty Mobile, for example, might make Activision more money than the PC or console games, but it would be ridiculous to imply that the mobile version was the driving force behind the franchise. There's a notion out there that the markets will merge in the future in the wake of Genshin Impact, and in that regard VR gaming would be ahead because a much higher percentage of games gets ported to mobile, but personally I don't think that this merge will ever happen. The driving innovative force behind game development will always be there where the strongest hardware to make use of is. That might not be always on PC, but it will never be on mobile. I considered it noteworthy that they try to change the narrative here, that they try to imply that the Quest and thus mobile was the driving force behind VR game development and even went so far as to twist the truth ever so slightly. So they were talking about a sequel to Red Matter, a sci-fi puzzle game that was very well received. Let's watch.
Wake up. I know you can. Open your eyes. I can't believe it worked. Sasha, is that you? We've received a distress signal from your crewmate on Strelka N3. You have a new mission. Find him and bring him home.
Why would they build a research facility way out here?
My reports show nothing. That sector should be deserted. Something just doesn't add up. Be careful.
No. Belgravia isn't what we were led to believe.
I can't control it. Sasha? Sasha? Do you read me?
The gameplay for the trailer is captured on PC, but they claim that they emulated how it would look on the Quest 2. I'm a bit skeptical. Why would they do that instead of just showing off the Quest 2 gameplay, you know? But well, it would be pretty impressive if true. I'm definitely interested in this one.
The year is 2036. Automation has ruined the lives of billions. In Australia, the Aspire program is resurrected to take down the techno-terrorist network Opus. Your codename is Poe. Nobody knows you're alive, and nobody can know. You will take control of Aspire and shut Opus down. But first, it's time to select your frame. Choose to be a formidable foe in combat, causing mayhem within enemy ranks. or fly under the radar using an array of smart tools. Choose wisely. We've got nothing left to stop them besides you.
Drop your weapon now.
Poe, we need you. Time is running out. We only have 10 days. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3. Assimilate, infiltrate, eliminate. 2022.
Aspire is a stealth-focused first-person shooter from 2019. Though a pretty solid game, it has a terrible rating on Steam, because apparently Digital Load just stopped supporting it, at least the Steam version, but the version on the Oculus storefront got further quality of life and content updates. That is something you just don't do. If you sell your game on multiple platforms, you keep to support them on all the platforms, even if one is outselling the other. That makes me immediately uninterested in the sequel. Also PC gameplay, in case you didn't catch it. Next, we got a new trailer for the Quest version of the PSVR game Most Book 2 and a confirmation that the game will come to the platform this summer. There is no PC release window as of yet.
ついに発見されたのだ。真相への大扉が。
真相への大扉って知ってる？遺跡の真相へつながる大扉。その先に遺跡の世界の真実が隠されてるって。
そしてその扉を開くには鍵がいる。これを私はキーストーンと名付ける。これよりルインズ・メイガスはこの鍵探しを急務とする。名を挙げたい者、富を求む者、己を試す者、遺跡の真理を目指す者、皆が主役だ。いざその真相へ。ルインズ・メイガス。
Ruins Magus is a single-player action RPG with magic focus for PC and Quest. The art is obviously inspired by Sword Art Online, I like that. Not sold on the combat though from the first look, but the game still seems interesting. So the next one is funny. Cities VR will come to the Quest later this month. They showed a new trailer for the game, let's watch. Whoever thought it was a good idea to run the computationally most demanding form of gaming on mobile hardware, well, that is what we get. To be fair, the Quest 2 is capable of far more than this. It was just funny to me that the first game on the show where they explicitly stated that it is Quest 2 exclusive looks that terrible. No pretty PC footage to show here. If you look for a city builder on the Quest, there's another one coming called Little Cities. Little Cities is built for VR and not a PC game that someone tried to port to VR and to mobile at the same time. Personally, I would go for that one. The VR port of Resident Evil 4 is the flagship of Quest 2 exclusive games. Highly rated, well loved. On release there was a bit of disappointment that not the full game was ported, there were some game modes missing, one of them being the Mercenaries mode. Amateur studios have remedied that and brought it to the game as a free update. And it's out now, good stuff. And then there came the big reveal. So Boneworks is the best VR game ever made. That is a fact, not an opinion, by the way. Sure, Half-Life Alyx has a better narrative, better visuals and even has better immersion for the most part, but Boneworks' physics engine was ahead of its time in so many ways. It offers the player a way to interact with a world that is until now unreached in its completeness in all of VR. And Stress Level 0 pulled no punches. They did not compromise in any way for accessibility or the like. They just did what needed to be done and pushed the boundaries of what is possible with the hardware that is available today to its limit and beyond. I can only hope that they did not make any compromises to the PC version in order to be able to bring it to the Quest. If they did, the Quest would indeed be a driving force in VR game development, but in the wrong direction. But I trust Stress Level 0 that they did no such thing. They are interested in pushing the boundaries, they are not interested in compromises. This is again footage from the PC version. If you get it on the Quest, it will not look like this. Remember how Cyberpunk looked on release on the PS4? I don't know why this image just popped into my head. That's completely unrelated to the topic here, disregard I just said that. If you own a Quest and a PC that is capable of running VR games, do yourself a favor and get the game on Steam and use Airlink. I like to make fun of the Quest, calling it a mobile device and such, mainly because I do not like how Meta handled the Oculus brand. But still, it is a very impressive piece of technology for an absurdly low price, and the capability to play PCVR games wireless with Airlink might just be the best part of it. I get like 10 milliseconds of extra latency compared to playing tethered. Nobody will be able to even perceive that. It's a pain to set up initially because the Quest UI is so horrible, but it's worth it. Towards the end of the show they brought the Zuckerberg unit onto the stage. I could be wrong, but I got the impression that they installed a firmware upgrade. It seemed a little bit more human than usual. If they keep it up, they might someday be able to recreate convincing human behavior. It's still a long way to go, sure, but baby steps, right?
You know we can't just end the show without one last world premiere. So remember, if there's something strange in your neighborhood,
The trailer did not show actual gameplay but rendered cinematics that are supposed to look like gameplay. That's fine if the gameplay is just not ready yet to be shown. There were already 2 Ghostbusters VR games in the past that were so terrible that they were pulled from the stores, even if they did not show any gameplay. The concept looks cool. I'm down for some co-op ghost-busting action. The developer stated that they first wanted to focus on the Quest release, implying that the game might come to other platforms later, but it will be a Quest 2 exclusive on launch. And that was the MetaQuest gaming showcase. All things considered, this was good advertisement for PCVR, I'm pretty pleased. The game showcase were a bit underwhelming. Bone Labs was the only reveal that had some kind of oomph to it, and that really is only interesting for VR veterans and will probably convince nobody to get into VR. The sequels to Saints and Sinners and Red Matter look cool, I'm gonna check those out for sure. I'm interested to see how Among Us will do, but I won't place any bets. A link to the full show is in the description below. Keep gaming folks and see you next time.